I want to be a race car passenger.
Are you sure? What happens to the motherfucker crashing? Because if they crash into a wall, you're the first one to crash into that wall.
True that. Gang. What's going down, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
And this is the 4G Audio Podcast. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah.
Tonight, though, we got fucking Fletcher G in the building. Album just dropped.
That's right.
EP just dropped. Go cop it. Go listen to it. Go tune it. It's a vibe in itself. If you're about that real shit, personal growth and mental health, it's all about that jazz, about my journey. So go Copyscape, 6 tracks, and it's probably some of my best work so far.
Yeah, definitely. And there's definitely a lot of fucking like story in it too.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean? Like you said, like telling your shit.
Mm.
And I like that too, though. I like that in any artist, really. But that's it. Just like because it shows like a connection, right? Now I
Yeah.
can I'm like, okay, cool. Like, and it's weird because like you don't think like that's what you look for, but then you hear it, and then that's what you look for. You know what I mean? Like, it's always been said like that too. Like it's like fucking like people like artists more or whatever that when they can connect to them that way, or when they
for
hear
sure.
that type of shit. You know?
That's why I like to listen to albums as a whole, not just like that single, that you heard that came off of it. I like to go to that album and listen to all of it and get the vibe of what they were putting out. Because, usually I find a lot of albums at the end, you want to cry at the end of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's a good
you get so
one.
invested, man. And then at the end, you're like, oh, this was beautiful.
20 minutes to about an hour straight.
Yeah.
Tunes, personal growth, and if you cry at the end of it, thank you. If you don't, by all means, like, it was a vibe. I almost didn't release this EP. It was because
Really?
I don't like people in my business. I don't like people in my shit. I live a very
Feel you.
quiet personal life. There's a reason why I like Ottawa so much is because I can go out of town. Besides the people I know, I can go out of town. I can go out, have some fun, and nobody's gonna know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go to Cali, I go to Vegas, and it's a different story. Last time I was in Vegas, we were like, oh shit, you're so you rocked with 20 ENT back in the day. You on a tour?
Yeah.
I saw your concert and I'm like, fuck, I can't even go get like pho.
Right.
I can't even go get pho, can't go get food, this and that. So like, I went to Arizona after our tour with 20. This was like 11 years ago. And I stayed in my hotel the whole time. I said, fuck it.
No way.
Yeah, it was just like, there's no point in me going out. There's a pool, there's a jacuzzi in the hotel,
Have
there's a
everything you need
studio,
right there.
everything I need. And they didn't want me to go out anyway. So I was like, fuck it. Because I'm so used to sneaking out and like, in my early 20s, let's go out and let's go like party and shit like that. And at that time, I was like, yo, I'm just going to stay in the studio for the entire week. And I was like a hermit crab. I didn't go anywhere. And it benefited me probably because I didn't get in trouble, because I was getting in a lot of trouble back then. So I use that work ethic now. Just Ottawa's a place. Like, Toronto, I can't do that shit. Montreal, go back home. Montreal, I can't do that shit either. Oh, you're so. Oh, this is the group. B2B, this and that. I'm like, yo, listen.
Yeah.
I want to grab a few drinks. I want to talk to a few girls. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to live my life.
Yeah.
Like you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck you are. So there's no reason for you to know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Police on in the back, yeah.
gang.
That's what's up, yo.
So like
So,
I almost didn't put it out. I sat there. My sister is back home. She came back from Mexico and shit, and she got sick and she was sitting there. I was in the process of organizing the whole EP, and I talked to her and I was like, I don't want to put this out. And she's like, why? I was like, too much of my shit's in this. Like, my dad, my mom, my brother, my this, my that, the this. And she's like, but that's what people like. I'm like, yeah, but then people know my business.
Yeah, it's true though.
And I was like, now people are going to be like, oh, I know part of Fletcher G's story. And I'm like, okay. Now this is like the repercussions of doing this type of music. I love it. It's something I haven't done in like 10 to 15 years. Because this is the vibe I started off with as an artist.
Yeah.
Lauren Dale is from Ottawa. He was a big guy in Ottawa like 10 years ago, and he was doing it, and I was doing all these Soldier Boy, Bow Wow type songs. Very very girl-esque. And I came out with a few songs that were just personal about my family, and he was like, "This is what I like. This is what I like to hear." And I was, as soon as I got out of it, I was like, I don't want to go back to this. I want to live the party life. I want to go out. I'm my early 20s. I want to have panties thrown on me on stage. Like, I want to be like that Trey Songz.
Yeah.
So it's out now. I can't really. I can go back and I could take it off, but at the end of the day, I don't think it does me any justice if I did. So.
No, it only does you good as an artist.
Yeah. Well, and just talking about like putting your shit out there, like I don't really like say where I'm from or like what I like my real name or anything like that, because I don't actually like live right in the city, right?
Yeah.
So I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, and fucking who was it, Bobby Brugal? He's like, say it, because I was like, I always say like where I'm from, right? And he's like, where you from, man? He's like, say it. He's like, put that shit on your chest. I'm like, yeah, true, eh, man? I'm like, yeah, true. But yeah, same thing. Like I don't know if I'd want to put that all out there, right? Like,
yeah.
And that's just minor shit. That's just like where I'm from and shit like that. Like it's not like fucking, you know, all the shit you put out there, you know. But like again, you know, it's the connection, right? Make that connection with your people, and they'll love you forever.
And I hope they do. I hope at the end of this one, because I still have one more EP to go left of this trilogy, and I just hope when Awake comes out, maybe this year, maybe next year, it's going to change people's minds about mental health and what us as artists or us as entertainers, as content creators go through. A lot of anxiety, a lot of pressure, a lot of like mental health stuff that I know I'm not used to. I'm in my 30s, you're in your 30s, and in the 90s and early 2000s, mental health wasn't a big thing.
No,
you didn't talk about it. It was you gotta do your shit, you gotta go to school, you gotta oh, I'm feeling sad today. Who cares? Get the fuck up and go get your business.
Yeah.
Now I have 2 kids, so my daughters are very soft, and I don't want to push them. And you know, how are you feeling? Let's talk about it. It's a very open conversation about how you're feeling, and I think talking about it and finding ways to relate to other people about it, especially if you do music or creating content, is a big thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just so that way I don't have to pay for a therapist.
It's true though, man. No, like you gotta. I don't know, like I'm about to have a kid too, so I've been thinking about this. Like, because my dad was a cop and he was fucking stern as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put the fear in you.
Yeah, you can't do that. I can't beat my kids. I'm like, yo, there's so many memories from my childhood.
Yeah.
Let me go get the hanger. Let me go get the spoon. Let me go get the bat shit. Let me go get the heel. Let me go get my like everything just to beat your ass with it. And now I'm just like, I can't do that. So how do you flip the script? How do you turn the table so that way it doesn't become a cycle? How do your kids not become afraid of you?
Yeah.
And that's one thing I had to learn in my early 20s when I had my kids right off of tour. I was like, okay. So if I do this, I might go back to jail. Or if I do that, I'm not going to see them again. And it becomes it was a process and a half that it took me to learn how to deal with myself and deal with my emotions, and how to bring it into the music so that way my kids didn't, or my family members and people around me, my crew, my gang, didn't have to deal with my mood swings, didn't have to deal with my frustration or my anger. And it's crazy, because I didn't think we'd be in this type of era right now where talking about your feelings is okay,
right?
Or bringing it into music is okay. Telling personal stories that really hit deep is okay, because I'm used to hearing Dr. Dre, hearing Tupac's one of my favorite artists, Tupac, all that gangster rap, even like R&B songs. They were like, oh, I'm not going to talk about my feelings, but let me talk about yours because you had the panties. So let me talk about that because that's what I want to get into.
Yeah.
But like everybody has it, and the more you talk about it and the more open you are about it is beneficial, because you're going to find yourself happier. And I find like writing this type of music is really relieving.
To
say the least.
Therapy, right?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that's what some people say is like the studio's like their therapist or whatever, right? Or the microphone's their therapist and shit, you know. And it's true though. Even just getting shit out there, man. Like fucking, like even other than doing music, like fucking like you're saying, saving money on therapy and shit like that, even just to like talk about shit, like say it out loud, then it's like you've acknowledged it, whatever, right? Now you just gotta like fucking climb that mountain or whatever, right? I mean, I'm making it sound easy, but I just mean like, you know, getting it out there. So now whenever you are doing it in an art form, then it's like it makes you realize you're like, oh shit, that was easy, or like not even easy, but I mean like that went together well. You know what I mean? Like
you're a bit more comfortable. Like I still go see Quest. I'm supposed to go see Tino soon.
Shout out Quest.
Yeah,
shout out Tino.
Quest, shout out Tino. And cause I don't like bringing nobody to the studio. I go in the studio, I do my own thing. I used to go see Tino, used to hit up his bass, and I used to tell him, hey, look, I want this, I want an hour, I want 2 hours, and that connection I have with my engineer, it's just, he knows the vibe already. I mean, I walk in there, boom, 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 we get to work, and whatever song it was, I'm hitting that vibe. My R&B shit's very like mellow and very depressing, so it's like I can't be around in a big studio, or I can't be around with a bunch of people and try to convey that message.
Right. Yeah.
So like, thank God for lockdown. I went to go see Quest. I was like, yo, listen, I'm not bringing nobody. We can't have nobody anyway. Yeah. So let's just grind out, see how many songs we can do in my 3-hour block, and if I can do one for you, which I ended up doing anyway. I did 4 songs plus a feature for him in like a 3-hour block, and I was like, yo, let's just work. Let's just work.
Yeah, man.
Shit, man, that's fucking. What'd you say? 3 hours?
Yeah, I only do 3 hours at a time. I find if I do
3 songs and a feature.
4 songs.
4 songs and a feature.
I did the rest of the EP. I had Roll My Weed already done.
Nice.
I had Queenie, shout outs to her. Had Flash Miller, shout outs to him. He's out of Toronto. And I still had all the other ones. My intro, my outro to do. I still had Ball, which shout outs to Illegal Beats. Cause fuck, that's when that beat came on, and he said, I remember scrolling through his beats, and then Ball, it was titled Ball, and I was like, okay, and then I listened to it again, and I was like, I want a ball, yeah, I want a big body booty girl, like, give me the cheeks, girl. Give me the cheeks, and it just hit, and then boom, went to studio, dropped Thoughts, shout outs to Buckrow, did voices too, and then I was like, yo, I'm done, and we weren't even at the 2-hour cap yet. I was like, shoot, I'm like, Quest, you got any work for me? Like, you got anything I could just jump on? You got any free stuff? You like, make me go to work, I still got an hour left, like, let's go.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he went away, went back. I'm like, yo, my verse is done, let's go in the booth, let's drop this. And so that's the way I like to work. And
was it a Dreamland session?
No. It ended
okay.
up on his chapter 8. I have Frank Black on there. There's Heavy on there. He released it, I think, last week or the week before. It was just spur of the moment. I think the song's called Rose from Hell. And I'm trying something new. I want to do that off cadence rap. I want it more personal, this and that. And it came out nice. I always second guess myself. Like I told you guys before the show started, like I wasn't going to release this EP because it was too personal, and I wasn't going to do a lot of things. Like I have an archive of just that personal stuff. I'm like, wow, like if I just release this, then everybody knows my business.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who I am. Like I had the most awkward interaction with some. I was on Walkley Road. I was on my way home from work, and I'm driving, and I wasn't actually supposed to be at work that day, so I'm driving back home. I'm on Walkley Road, past Illawarra. I'm driving. There's some shorty behind me, and she's like edging me to go faster. And I'm like, yo, I'm in a fast lane already. I'm going too fast already, so I'm not going to go any faster. Yeah. And so we hit the red light right where Illawarra and Walkley meet, and she rolls down the window, and I didn't even notice. I turn my head. She's like, oh my God, you're what so? I'm like, fuck, this is not what I wanted. And she's like, oh, yeah. And she's like yapping. She's like, I've been drunk for 2 days. And I'm like, she's like, you want to come over? I'm like, no. By the way your face is looking, the rest of you looks probably the same too, and you look like a bhakti. So, no. And even if you didn't, like, nah. I'm not about that. And it's COVID. Like, who's going to want to... I seen her turn into the apartment buildings right there, and I'm like, yo, who the hell's going to want to follow you into there, and you're juiced? She's driving in a pretty nice car, too, and I'm like, yo, who let you drive their car, their nice car, black on black, and you're twisted. Literally, you don't know who the hell I am.
Yeah.
You don't know who the hell I am. And my song Ball was playing, and my Magic Mike just like premiered it the week before,
Okay.
and I was just on the Jumpin' Joe Flash show on the Monday, so it's like Tuesday, and I'm riding around playing the song. She's like, I heard this on the radio, and then she turned and looked at me. She's like, oh my God, I'm like, I'm gonna have to move. I'm gonna have to move. Like, it's nice that people recognize my stuff now, but it's also that weird feeling that now I'm giving you guys a lot more than I've bargained for.
Right.
And now it's like, do I have to seclude myself? Am I okay living in the area I live in? Like, I know some dudes that do it, that stay in the same hood. Like, shout out to Prezi. Like, Prezi hasn't moved out of the hood at all. Like, and we used to live like 3-4 doors down. Like, that's one of my areas. I won't say the area, but that's one of my areas. And everyone knows, if you know who Prezi is, you know what section he reps. And shout outs to him because he does a lot of stuff, good stuff for our neighborhood, and a lot of stuff for the community and for the rap game. But like, I couldn't do that. Like, he released a video showing the cops flashbanging his house, and I'm like, yo, I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't do it. Like, I know, I can tell by the front of the houses which area this is. So if I can know, any guy that does any work on the streets or anything else knows what the front of the house is. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But like, kudos to him for that. I pay my respect where respect is due, and he does some good stuff. And just like the other people that came out of our hood, Dip, Dozart, both came out of the same hood, so we all came out of. So shout outs to them too, because they've been putting in work. Dozart just released a video actually for Feel.
Okay.
Both Dip and I were in the video as well, and so like, there's a lot of guys out there doing this still stuff, still repping the same hood, and gotta show respect because they put in work during COVID. I don't see nobody else putting this type of work.
It's true, yeah. Fuck yeah. Would you say? Oh, Dip and Dozart. Yeah. Dozart just came out with a song with somebody else, or he was featured on it, or he had a feature on it.
I don't know.
I forget, but yeah, we can trying to get him on too.
Yeah, shout outs to Dozart. Dozart been putting out some nice music.
Yeah.
Ottawa's really on the come up right now, and it's very proud to see, considering my come up wasn't in the city. It was in Toronto. My boy VKA was signed to Young Money at the time. Tory Lanez was doing his thing as a 15, 16-year-old cat. I was rolling around with D Pride, Tory, Ramon, which is now Art Trips.
We had Ramon on.
Yeah. No, Art Trips, now he's Ramon.
Is D Pride...
He's from Brampton.
Brampton?
Yeah. We're all from, like, I moved from Ottawa to Brampton because my mom's a teacher, and she had a stroke while I was there. My last year at high school, and I came back to go to Sheridan for college, and I started meeting, like, I went to school with VKA. He's not in the music game anymore, but he was signing Shady, and then Young Money bought him out of his deal at the time, and Tory was just on the come up. D Pride was on the come up. We used to all go to the what do you call that, showcases every weekend in Toronto, downtown Toronto, every weekend, like clockwork, 2-3 shows. Pay $5 to get in, perform your like 5-10 minute sets, and it's how we, or like, at least for them, it's how they build fan bases, and how like confident, like from T.O. It was like the mixtape that Tory did while he was out there was like T.O. to T.O. Was mad. I remember him sitting in the back of a Crown Vic and just rapping these bars, and I know he just wrote it that day, and I'm like, yo, how'd you memorize all that shit? I'm sitting at 18, 19 years old, like trying to get my game up, and this kid's like 15, 16 years old, just spitting bars and bars and bars. I remember sitting in the car like high as fuck, just like, what the fuck, what am I doing? And just knowing those guys really put me on to like a next level again. Like, if these guys had the mental capacity to do it, then there's no excuse for me.
Of course.
Yeah,
man.
Fuck, that's 100%. Crazy, man. I'm pretty sure D Pride had a song. It was a cover, not a cover, but it was like he used the beat from In New York.
Yeah. Alicia Keys.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is he like the Asian dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then
I was gonna.
Yeah. That's
that,
actually. I was like.
I didn't want to just say
I was like,
that.
wait, how do I
So
say this?
Did, sorry.
I love that track because he was in the train station, sorry.
Right. So he did like an Airplanes remix too.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah?
Haley Williams. No, not Haley Williams.
In the night sky.
Yeah, that one though. Eminem, B.O.B.
B.O.B.
Eminem
Yes.
did a remix
Yeah.
to it.
Oh, like there was mad beef when I was in Brampton. There was mad beef. Him,
I
his
didn't
whole
know.
like NBH gang group, which is a bunch of like comedians. They just did comedy art back then.
Oh,
Back
yeah?
like 2008, 2009, just comedy stuff.
And this is Toronto scene?
This is like, this is the Toronto scene,
Okay.
the GTA, Brampton, and Ramon had a beef with NBH, and they went back and forth for like almost for a full calendar year, just
Damn.
making mad jokes. There was one, what was it? It was Ballin'. He did a remix to Ballin'.
Yeah.
It was like a diss. It was a diss back and forth. We all just sat there. We're like, yo, okay, who's gonna come out with the next hottest one? Okay, and it was every week. Boom, boom.
That's Ramon and
Ramon, yeah. Back then.
NBH?
And NBH, which
NBH.
was
You write that down,
NHB.
Jonesy?
It should still be on YouTube because they were creating content like. What am I writing down? Yeah,
Ramon and NBH beef.
It was wild, like
NBH?
NHB or
NH.
yeah, something like that. Or you could just type in D Pride and Ramon and you'll probably find it.
Okay.
Like that shit out there was wild because I never seen it from here. I came
Just
from
so I
here.
can remember it for later.
And like the stuff I seen, Lab Trek Studios, which was I think he calls himself Maison High Ermini. He's a producer
Okay.
out on the east end of town. And at the time when I met him, they were in like a beef. This is when F Prince was part of that group. This is like we're still in high school, so like
Freddie Prince?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn,
shit.
we've had a few of these names on.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
So like these are stories from way back. This is still high school. I was like in grade 11, grade 10, and grade 11.
Yeah.
I was at Colonel By.
Damn.
Man, I met these guys in summer school. And
Yeah, okay.
they're like, yeah, you rap? I was like, yeah. I got
Yeah.
it. I was nowhere to the point where I'm at now. And I was like, yeah, I
Right.
got it. I got bars. I didn't have no bars. I didn't have no bars. I barely had I barely had a box. So they brought me a studio and they were like, yeah, we're doing this track to whoever. It was like Young Flip, F Prince, which is Freddie Prince.
Did he go by F Prince then?
I believe so.
Okay, cool. I
believe
see.
It was who else was it? It was obviously Ermini, Maison High, as the engineer, and they were building a studio from the ground up. And now he has a full-fledged studio on the East End, New Orleans, and I just watched them. There's another group of guys before I went to Toronto. I just watched work, and I'm like, fuck, man, I'm missing out my steps.
Yeah.
Missing out my steps, and I consider them the OGs because they were doing it before I was, and now every block, every corner in Ottawa has a group or has a gang of guys that just sit there and rap.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see, but also there's those group of guys. I'm just like, somebody asked me for a feature, and then I told them the price, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I don't do shit for free."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like you're not at the caliber that you need to, because at the end of the day, it's my reputation. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
if I'm coming out with some good stuff, good lyrical content, some good stuff. At the end of the day, if you ain't at that caliber, then you're no
Just a
use for
waste.
me. It's a business transaction.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, if you're down here and I'm up here, we can't meet until you reach that level.
Yeah.
And I never got it until like this year when people started asking for features, and I told them price, and they were like, okay, like I'll do shit for free for my homies. Like you say you wanted a verse, I'll be like, sure, cool, you're my homie,
Yeah.
right? But everybody else, it's outside of my group of entertainment friends or rapper friends or just friends. I'm like, it's gonna cost you at least a band.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost you at least a band for
Like
me
you
to put
said,
that
it's a
work.
business thing, and the other thing too is
Yeah,
if they're not at
exactly.
that point, you're not gaining anything.
Yeah.
Like because if they only have the 10 people listening to them, it's not getting you anything.
Exactly.
So like,
Right.
you got to get something out of
You're
this.
gonna at least
You're
get
throwing
five
them
rec-
a bone for free. You know?
Yeah,
You're
it's
just
like,
like,
there
here
you go. At least
Yeah.
5,000 people are gonna tune into
Yeah.
your song. You're gonna get nice plays.
Yeah.
Like
I
some
made
kid.
that easy for you. You know,
Some
a lot
kid from
easier than
Virginia.
I had.
Oh God,
You
it's
can't make it. Well, I shouldn't say you can't make it easier, but you should always pass along knowledge. But at the same
Yeah.
time, don't throw freebies.
no. There's some kid from Virginia in the States, and he asked for a feature, and I was just like, I hate to say no, but I was like, no, I was like, I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah.
And he got cheesed, and I was like,
Yeah.
like, okay, you can get cheese. Come see me. I don't hide. This is where I am. If you want to do something, do it. Like, at the end of the day, you're not gonna ruin my money making, and if you do, I wish you luck, because I guarantee you ain't coming over that border. And that's it. Like, you're not gonna come here. And I'm definitely going to go over there once COVID's done and do my little thing. And hopefully tour sets back up again so I can leave and go make some real coin.
Hell
But there's a lot of these rappers in their fields right now. And I'm just like, yo, if you don't have the bread or if you don't have the lyrical content, if your music's not booming, like, you're SOL. Sorry, bro.
Right.
Yeah, it's a tough industry.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, there's some next cat that might not have as much money as you, but has the determination, has the bars, sits there, grinds at it every day. He might not have the followers, but I'll see I'll see whatever in him, and I'll be like, okay, cool. Like, one of my homies, we used to rap together. Been friends for like 10, 12 years, and before he used to be like, I want to rap. I'd be like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Hop on a little garbage song that I don't even want to release, want to do, sure, we'll get on. And then in the last like 2 years, like bars, like boom bap, bars for days, and I'm like, okay, I will give you my time, and I will give you the same level of training that I got from the label, and guide you in the right direction so you don't make the same mistakes I did. Just because, one, you're my friend, and
right.
two, you're actually putting in the work. You actually sound good.
Yeah.
You know, you're actually showing progression.
Right.
And you don't want it for free. Like, as much as I will do it for free, you don't want it for free.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's a big thing. Because a lot of people nowadays are like, hop on a track.
Yeah.
I want it done for
Then
free.
they expect it too, right?
I don't expect. If you give me a price, I'll pay the price. Like,
Right.
if you don't give me a price, sure, cool. Like, we'll do exchanges. We'll do verse exchanges. Like, shout outs to Queenie. Like, she did a hell of a damn good job on Roll My Weed. And I couldn't have asked for a better verse from her or Flash Miller.
It's a
And
good track, too. I like that one.
yeah, like, both, like, Flash Miller has been doing a lot of good things. He's in Atlanta. He has a billboard in Atlanta. He's from Toronto. And he was just like, nah, my nigga. Like, I know you from back in the days. Like, don't pay me. Another guy as well, like with Jordan Astor, he's from Toronto. He just moved. He moved I say like 5 years ago to I want to stay in Australia.
Buzz the Man. Sorry.
Oh, that's what it is.
I think so.
I don't know.
I want to say he's from Australia, but
Sorry.
no, it's not gravy. It's part.
ghost is there.
Sounds going on.
But like, he won like not the top mic competition, but he won a competition in LA, and he does like that stuff that Bruno Mars is doing. He raps and does that stuff that Bruno Mars, like funk type songs.
Yeah.
And he's doing really good, and I show him love, and he shows me love back, and because we don't do necessarily the same thing, but like, I always give any respect that, like, anything good that I see, I give respect, because I know it's not easy.
Yeah.
And that aspect of genre is probably not my stilo, but at least I can respect it. I can vibe to it, listen to it, give you some money in your pocket from the streams that I'm streaming, bumping, see anybody else. Hey, you listen to that Jordan Astor, you listen to that Flash Miller, you said that Queenie, boom, boom, boom. Do my due diligence at least, because you guys are helping me build the career that I want to build.
Yeah, true that though. That's a good way to look at it too. It's like they're also like helping you, right? You said buddy's from Australia, you think?
Like, he's out there now. His wife moved out there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And he followed her, and ever since he went out there, my old manager, which is Mark Berry, he's out of Toronto, but he's originally from New York. He has AMG. He's partnered up with Sony, and he was like, I signed up to be an artist under him. Like in 2018, went to Toronto, met up with him, we talked business, and he was like, I got this artist, but he's not here. He's gonna be in Toronto in like 2-3 weeks if you want to come down and meet him, but we want you to do, like, he's doing a remix project for a single, he wants you to jump on. And I jumped on. It didn't make the mix, obviously, because it didn't fit the style.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, the connection still stayed, and I still, to this day, like, hit him up at least once a week. Yo, like, how are you? How's music? Da da da. And I think now he's verified, and he just got a sponsorship and a management deal. So
Crazy.
kudos to you. Shout out to Jordan Astor. He's He's a listen and a half. If you're ever into that funk stuff, the funk rap, the very like happy, good feel vibes. He's one. He sings, he raps, he engineers, he produces. He does it all. So like, very impressive artist. Come out of Canada.
I got that now.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, for sure.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all great. It's part of the job.
Fuck, you guys want to eat some of these or what?
Why not? YOLO. You only live once.
Yeah.
Brought these. I think they're 60 milligrams each. Someone open that near the microphone.
And get toasty.
Pass them around.
Let's see what this is.
Early worms.
Early bird gets the worm, I guess. Because last time I was on here, I was hella hot.
Yeah.
My freestyle, I remember watching it back, I was just like, and I'm trying to think, how the hell did I freestyle being that baked? I don't even remember.
Have a couple.
Freestyle was nice, it came out nice, but like, if I was sober, I would have questioned myself for sure.
How much is in one?
60.
I think 10 in there.
Have a few, yeah.
So if 600 divided by 10, 6. He's like, yeah, we need 2 more. Get 2
Yeah,
more.
go for it, man.
He's like, I ain't driving.
Yep, I ain't driving.
Just tell me what's been up, bros. I haven't seen you guys in a minute. It's been like at least a good 8 months.
Man, literally nothing. Mostly just this. It's fucking winter and and as I say in the podcast and the fucking lockdown and shit like that. Yeah.
Wrench and everything.
And tomorrow
Nothing
we're getting
except
straight fucked up.
That sucks, man. That's crazy.
Could be worse. We almost had a curfew.
Yeah.
Like
I thought that's what we were gonna get.
No.
No.
No, we didn't get that.
No, we didn't
That's
get no
alright.
curfew. But like,
Well, they're rioting in Montreal because of the curfew. Right?
yeah, because it's what, the 3rd time?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I
Second
would
or
too.
third time?
Second, yeah.
I would too. It's craziness, man.
Yep.
And then
Imagine the officer stopping you. Hey, c'est quoi? 8h30 sur le curfew, là. Calice. Pull you out of your fucking car. And me being black, I can't do that. No.
Yeah.
Now, Quebec. I love you guys. Vive le Québec libre. Montréal, Kirkland, shoutouts rep, but I ain't going back. I ain't going back anytime soon. You can pay me enough money to step into Quebexico.
Yeah.
Quebexico, yeah,
You
for
can't
real.
pay me enough money right now. Like,
Yeah, man.
the minute, like, I went to Gatineau just to go to the corner store, because you know how on your way to like Pig Al's,
Yeah.
this little corner store, and they always have the beer that I want. So I'm like, let me go grab a 40, this and that.
Yeah.
Cool. Not knowing it was curfew. Riding around, turn left. It's like 8:30 in this shop. Go get my beer.
Man,
Trying to make my way back around the border, and me being stupid, I see the lights, and I'm like, oh, that shit ain't for me. So I speed up. That shit ain't for me. And I'm like, I'm this close to over the border, and he's like, at my ass, and I'm like, yo, as long as I cross this border, man can't do shit. Put in the second gear, and I'm already in fifth. I'm putting it back in second gear, and I'm like, yo, YOLO. If this guy's gonna catch me, he's not gonna come over the border. Fuck that. No, because the minute they stop me, I know exactly what's going on. I'm getting a fine. I might be getting arrested. I might be this. I might be that. Nope. No.
Nobody needs that nonsense.
Nope.
That's crazy though. And then apparently now they can just pull you over and fucking see where you're going and
Yeah.
shit.
As of
It's
tomorrow,
just
you
bullshit.
have to tell them. So like, I'm used to taking trips to other cities.
Do you
just to
see how many
business.
people are out and about though?
Yeah, I know.
They
Yeah.
literally have. There's no way they can enforce that shit.
They have
Yeah.
to pull
But, like,
everybody over.
They're telling, hey,
Then you know it's fucking like, what it's like targeted. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
On certain people, be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just gonna use this now as an excuse
Yeah.
because
To stop you.
I now have the
Pull
right
over.
to pull you over
Yeah.
whenever
Yeah.
the fuck I want. Like that's nonsense.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Mhm.
yeah, no, yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be a trip.
Man, that's fun.
Like, I don't work tomorrow either, so it's like,
Yeah.
I want to go do this. Where are you going? Is it essential? Everything in my life is essential.
Yeah.
Like,
Very
Who's
good
to
answer,
determine
yeah.
what is essential? Like I can't determine what's essential about your life. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to
Well,
get
I
water
even
right now.
I even
Oh,
said
yeah.
I even said to my buddy today. He was talking about it,
Oh,
and I was like,
You got
I was
it?
like, dude, I'm like,
No, I was gonna get that for you.
but my buddy was talking about it, and I was like, dude, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, just if they pull you over and ask you where you're going, just tell them you're doing something for kids.
No,
Say you're
just-
going to
yeah.
pick your kid up,
Nah,
or you're going
nah.
to get some shit for your kid. Because the reason why I thought of it is because tomorrow I'm picking up my son, right? So I'm like, man, if they pull me over, I'm like, I'm just gonna be like, fuck it, I'm going to pick my This
Tell
is
them you
essential
have it.
for me to go fucking see, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
yeah, the kid needs it, but if you really want to fuck up the cop, tell him, hey, look, I'm gonna go see your mom. I'm gonna give her a 1-2. Give her a 1-2. Let's see how his face reacts. Because if he actually because they're not allowed to do anything. Ask you the questions, do whatever. If you're rude to them, it's because, you know, whether you're being
They
profiled.
be shooting people out there, though.
Yeah,
bro.
you know, they just shot some lady. Just her gun was a taser and shot somebody.
Yeah,
That could
that's
be me. That could be you
crazy,
guys.
man.
You see the 13-year-old boy
Yo,
in the alleyway there?
no. I try to stay away
Yeah,
from
that's
that.
the recent one. He shot him dead in the chest. Yeah.
No, why'd you tell me that?
Oh, I was just telling. Man, it's out there, man.
I know, like, my sister's all into it. My sister's very, like, BIPOC, very into the black community.
what's BIPOC?
Black and black people of
Indigenous people of color. Yeah.
right. So she's into that community, and she's been doing these things on TikTok and on Instagram. One of her series is "What in the Caucasity." I know you guys are white, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. And like the weird stuff
What's that? Oh, like-
"What in the Caucasity"
I
is her
see, yes.
series, and she goes, "These are what these white people have been telling me over the years." So she did one the other day, and she was like, "You know, this one person told her, was like, you know, we're gonna have to really tell Rose how to talk like a regular person in public." I'm
What?
like, once COVID ends, I'm like, yo, that's racist.
Yeah.
That's hella racist. Like, you can't tell somebody that.
Oh,
no,
normal.
like whether they're white, black, yellow, purple, green, doesn't matter what color. You tell somebody that's racist.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
And then she has this another one called Tales from Churchland, telling stories about our church when we were kids. One of them was twice we went on vacation. We came back and both our youth pastors are gone. The first time, the youth pastor was gone because they found out he was gay, and they fired him
Right.
because he was gay.
Right.
And they didn't want to be part of his congregation.
Yeah,
the second time was because our youth pastor had an affair with the pastor's wife, and then the pastor's wife dipped with the youth pastor for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then they told us there's no youth. We went upstairs, and then and the pastor just out there spilling his tea for the whole congregation. I was like, yo, bro, there's some things that should be private, because none of this. I'm like 8-9 years old. There's no way I should be knowing that your wife had an affair with my light-skinned, like, youth pastor. He was like 6'2", D-style, looked like a football player.
Right.
Like, she probably saw me, was like, yo, chocolate. Chocolate. Oh, like,
Oh man.
and she ran with it. She
Yeah.
ran with it. And he told everyone, like, all the teas out there. So now my sister's doing stuff like that, and now she's engaging with people in that type of community, telling your stories, because church does some people dirty.
Right.
Like, this church does people so dirty. Told their kids, hey, pay for our school. We'll do private school. We'll get your kids to graduate through our school. We'll get whatever, and they'll be able to go to college.
Right.
Yo, and behold, a few of these students graduate. It's time to apply for colleges. The colleges go, hey, look, your transcript is fraudulent. Yeah. They tell these kids their transcripts for high school is fraudulent. And then they tell them, hey, look, if you want to be part of the community, you have to sign this paper saying that you knew that our school is fraudulent.
Whoa.
Just for you to be part of the congregation.
What?
And I'm like, yo,
That's
that's some dirty shit. And like, when I went there, I had cornrows.
Right.
I had, like, not as long hair as I have now,
Yeah.
but I had braids and I had cornrows. And like, the minute I walk into church, all eyes on me.
right.
Yeah.
And it's not even that I wanted it. It's just all eyes on me, little black kid. And they just did me dirty. By the time I was like 12, 13, I was like, you know what, fuck you
Crazy.
guys. I'm done.
That's crazy.
You guys can't help me. Oh, you need to be in church to have a relationship with Jesus. I'm like, no, you don't. Like, it's almost cult shit. And I was
Yeah.
like, know what? You guys are going to get yours one day. If you guys think you guys are going to go to heaven,
Yeah.
yo, and behold, when you guys meet your maker, it's going to be down there.
It ain't gonna
Guarantee.
be-
And I'll meet you down there, too. And I'll be like, I told you so. I get the penthouse suite. And you guys, I get the shit pineapples.
Welcome.
Some little Nicky shit. Like, you guys did so many people dirty.
Little Nicky,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
So, like, it's crazy. I'm loving the content that she's doing, and like,
I
go
like
follow
that.
her.
What is it? It's on TikTok?
It's on TikTok. It's on, I shared one the other day on my Instagram, and I was just like, I was on my way home. I parked in my driveway. Usually I have a little smoke, little toke, scroll through Instagram before I get in my house, because my house is crazy. And then I'm sitting there in my driver's seat, and I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, no. I'm like, she didn't. Start playing it, and I'm like, I died laughing. I died laughing because a lot of people relate to it. There's a lot of people out there, whether you're white, black, Asian, Puerto Rican, doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, and these people are going through it because these people do them dirty.
Right.
And there's a lot of racist stuff going on in the churches in Canada, and a lot of people are masking because, Canada. We accept everything and everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, if you believe that, you haven't been to Quebec. You definitely haven't been to Quebec. Or you haven't been to the Midwest. Or you haven't been to Alberta. If you think that, I went to Red Deer. I went to a club, and automatically, as soon as I stepped into Red Deer in the club, they were like, this nigga.
Yeah, or like Redneckville kind of thing.
Yeah. And like
bunch of country guys.
Bro was the worst. I used to do door-to-door sales for an energy company called Summit. We went to Windsor. And I'm like, okay, Detroit's right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's close to Detroit.
I'm like, I'll be good.
Yeah.
Like, I know a few people live in Windsor. I'll be okay. I'm knocking on this door, and I'm trying to do my job.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, nobody's coming to the door. I see this lady peep out of a window, and she yells at her husband, hey, there's a Negro at our door.
No.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then she goes, do I open it? No. He's going to steal our shit. And I'm like,
no way.
I'm like, no, you guys fuck off. I'm going to go to the next door. But like, you see it everywhere. Simcoe had the same issue. There was this really nice lady at the hotel in Simcoe.
It's like by Barrie type shit? Or
Simcoe's like before you reach like Windsor and London area.
oh,
it's
down
like,
that way. Okay, yeah.
down that way. It's like a little town. In the winter, you can't see shit but white. Like, we were there in the winter too, and we was doing our job. Get to a hotel. I'm like, I tell my boss, I'm like, look, I don't want to go knock on doors today. I want to knock on doors all week. Actually, like, we just came back from Windsor. Like, this shit. We're in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Like, we saw wolves while we were up there. Like, we're in the middle of motherfucking nowhere. Walking on these streets, and these guys were like, Fletch, to see your job, like, you want to make some bread, you're going to have to knock on these doors. I'm like, yo, but I'm black. Like, no. Walk in the hotel, this girl's like at least 6'2", cute, whatever. She's like, you want to meet me at my house later and take my car there? I was like, what? You don't even know me. You just met me. Like, I'm just playing jokes with you, but if you're giving me your car, there's no guarantee I'm going to bring it back. But, like, I get, you guys aren't bullyism, like, that's the homie still. There's a few people out there, but it's part of our society now, and it's sad to say that it's all coming to the forefront now, but like, the more that we talk about it, and the more that we're aware of how we speak to other people and how they feel. Like, I had to tell my boy the other day, he was like, I was you for a day. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I was you for a day. I was black. And I was like, no. I'm like, I had to stop you right there. Pump your brakes. Like, go listen to Will Smith. Pump your brakes. Listen to Dog for a bit. And, like, come back. And then think about what you said. Because if it wasn't for me, sure, I'm not going to beat you up. But you go to my old block. You're from the Cummings and Vanier and Overbrook area. Yeah. You say that out loud anywhere, someone's going to stomp your face out. Yeah. So, like, I don't know why you think it was comfortable enough to say it to me. But, like, having those boundaries is very much so necessary, I find, nowadays, just because there's people out there wilding and talking shit. And yeah, I will never go to another rap concert in Canada just for that, because my sister went to YG in Toronto, and she was like the only black person there.
What?
She was the only black person in, like, the whole, and obviously my nigga came on, and my sister told me, she was like, I turned around
on
everyone. I mean, everyone. And she's like, I felt so uncomfortable. But, like, in the States, sure, most of the clubs are going to be black filled. Yeah. And she's like, I didn't know how it feel. Is it okay? Is it not okay? Because we do music. Is it allowed? Is it not allowed? And I was just like, it's part of the gig. I'm like, you want to do music. You want to make content. You want to this. This is the type of stuff that you're going to see. Is it right? Probably not. Yeah. But does it come with the territory? Yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, just put your ear blockers on, put your happy face, and just be like, yeah, my nigga. Yeah, when the song comes on. But
Yeah.
like I can't tell you guys, oh, listen to my tracks, and if I drop the N-bomb, don't say it.
Don't sing along.
Don't
with
sing
it.
along with it. You know.
Yeah.
Like my daughters know my songs from top to back, and they're half. And sometimes my youngest is 6 years old, and she was in the back. We were listening to one of my songs. She's like, "Nigga," and I'm like,
That's not how you say it, you know?
I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I'm like, do you say that at mom? She's like, no. I'm like, ooh, smart choice. Smart choice.
Yeah.
Smart choice. So.
Shit, yeah.
It's all about how it's delivered, you know?
Yeah, like
I
she
guess.
was into the song. Like, kudos to them. Whenever I drop some, I don't necessarily, hey, look, listen. They go home. They're like, oh, Daddy came out with a new song. I'm gonna listen to it. Like Midnight Coke Walks, which is
Like that.
not a family song
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
And they're sitting in the backseat of my car, and they're like, Midnight
Is this
Coke
catchy?
Walks. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no, you don't even know what that shit is yet. But like, I flipped it. I told them it's about it is a love story at the end of the day, but they don't know the in depths of the love story.
Connection between
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's a love story. It's a love story. You know, I'm having this Coca-Cola walk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, eventually they'll know. And my oldest wants to be a singer, and so
They'll
She'll
only
figure it
respect
out.
you for it once they're adults, man.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
That
Yeah.
sort of thing.
let's see if I'm still doing it in like 10 years when she turns 18. I'm like, go to college, go
Yeah.
figure it out. Like,
Yeah,
we'll see. Having kids is beautiful, and
absolutely.
it's a process in itself, especially nowadays, and
Yeah.
it's a learning curve. Trust me, it's a learning curve and a half, especially trying to raise two mixed girls or mixed children, or
Right.
being in a broken family that has like a partner that's not the same color as you. It's weird, right?
Right.
They see
Lot
they
of-
see the difference. They're like, oh, you know, we look like so and so, but how come so and so doesn't look like us? Or
Yeah.
like my daughter's
Yeah.
first reaction was like, we're more your color. How come mommy doesn't look like us?
Right.
And I was like,
Maybe it's a good thing, though, you know what I mean? They'll grow up with such understanding between different races because of it.
Yeah.
that's what I
And
say.
acceptance. And
The more of all of us fuck around with different types of ethnicities and have different types of like mixed kids,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're gonna have less. Like, you still have racism, but like less of it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
everyone's the same
Because,
color.
yeah.
They're all brown at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They're all light skinned at the
Hey,
end of the
man,
day.
we all poop the same at the end of
We
the
all
day.
bleed.
Yeah, true that.
Like, fuck.
We piss either clear or yellow.
Yeah.
Please drink some water if you piss yellow. You shit, you know,
Yeah.
eat good food, you know, be regular. Like, it's all the same. If your shit stank, the next person next to you shit stank too. So
Absolutely.
We all bleed red.
just don't get stabbed.
Yeah.
Don't get stabbed. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's crazy. Like, I want to see what the city's gonna look like in 10 years when
Yeah.
I'm old as fuck in my 40s.
Oh, this fuck. Shit. Come on now.
Yeah.
Like I told myself, like, I don't want to be alive past 60 because I'm gonna be old as hell. And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn, my grandma was like 92 and still talking her shit, still making fried plantain and griot
crazy, man.
and shit like that. Like, I opened a beer bottle with my mouth outside and they're like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
man, my grandma told me that. Who needs a beer opener, right? And she was still doing that shit up until she died. Rest her soul. You know, she died in 2014, and she was like 94, 95.
Wow.
And she was still kicking it. She was living close to downtown Montreal. She would leave her apartment, senile and all, hit the metro, go get her the shit, hit the metro, walk back. And I remember as a kid in Montreal by her apartment, she's like, oh, you need to come with me. I'm like, why? She's like, I need you to come. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I get treats on the process too. Like, fuck. I
Yeah,
want
yeah.
candy. I want shit, free shit. I go down and the guys were rowdy, talking shit on the corner. Oh, you need to buy this hoodie. And, you know, my grandma wasn't the most nicest person. People, Haitian, like, get my mom means go fuck your mom. And Creole, and she's flipping people off and this and that. And I'm like, okay. I know now not to piss off grandma because she's gonna beat
Right.
me up until next century. I probably won't even wake up either. But it's crazy. Like, this life is crazy, and
Yeah, it's true, man. Fuck.
It's a journey, man. Life's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was gonna say, obviously, like you said, you put a lot of that information into your album, you know, like about your journey and shit. And I definitely see you. I guess like everyone has their shit, but I see you went through your shit too. But
so many bad choices.
But that's how making bad choices how you fucking make good choices later. You just have to learn from the bad ones, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm 100% that. You know, you don't know until you do, and once you do, it's like
then you know.
Then you know, oh, this shit's gonna make me make this type of mistake again. Yeah. And some people just don't learn. Like I have a friend, he's just like, hit the block, do this. Yeah. I'm like, yo, bro, the fine is hefty. You can't be out there, your little dime bags here and there. You can't do that anymore. Like the jail time is serious. So if you have anything going outside of what you're doing, you're gonna lock yourself up for a long time. If you have family members that really depend on you, you're fucking them over. Yeah. And then the fine on top of that, if you're in the system and they still find you too, you gotta get out and you gotta pay it back. And if you don't pay it back, you're getting back in.
Right.
And it's not worth it. Just if you want to work and sell weed or whatever, they're gonna legalize shrooms. They're gonna legalize coke soon too. Like my boy's shop just has shrooms in the shop now for medicinal purposes. So I'm like, it's on its way there.
It'll be the next. For
my buddy was just telling me this week they have a spot out west. He's in Vancouver.
Vancouver has
mushroom fucking dispensary.
Everything. Oh, yeah? Everything.
Yeah, he sent me another picture too. There's this place. They fucking give out fucking heroin, meth, and cocaine.
Whoa.
It comes in like a little package and shit. It has like, you know, the old cigarette warnings?
Yeah.
It has that on it, but it's like heroin, like 40% heroin, 60% caffeine and shit, right?
Yeah.
But they give it out. I was like, that's fucked up. And my buddy said, he's like, man, I was like, is it real? He's like, man, I've been there. I was like, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, would you rather know that you're getting clean shit and you're getting it for free, or your shit stepped on and they put a lot of shit like coke, fentanyl. Like, I would rather know that my snow is clean than have fentanyl in it, because at least I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and that shit's probably made in a fucking lab too. You know what I mean? So it's like perfect.
It's perfect. It's supposed to do it. It's probably not as strong, but it's still gonna do the trick.
Yeah,
right?
Man, it said the cocaine was 100%. I was like, that's crazy, man. But the same thing, man. They make it in a fucking lab, so it'd be like they'd use like different shit, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Soon, out west, though, because the Norwegian regions like Norway and shit like that, it's all legal. Their crime rate is so low that they have to start importing from other countries to their jail so that jail can stay operational.
Crazy.
Because there's no crime.
Yeah.
Just because they legalized everything. And they find that people are smarter with the way that they use drugs because it's like a child. You know, you tell a child no, what are they gonna do? They're gonna go do it. Hey, I'm the biggest person that did that. Fletcher, you can't go do this. You know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna go do it anyway. Yeah, right.
Show you.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I can go do this. And lo and behold, like, obviously she was right. I shouldn't have done it. And I got in trouble for it. And yada yada yada. But like, if everything is legalized to the point where, you know, we have clinics, we have places, safe houses for people that have addiction problems, you're not being down on them for going to rehab. They're able to do their rehab in their own times because they have families to take care of and shit like that. So they know they can, hey, look, I'm going to finish my job site, my construction job. I'm going to go to the safe house. I'm going to go do some drugs. I'm going to go home sober. And it's going to be a safe environment. They're not going to get 2 tweets. They're not going to get stabbed or jumped or whatever, because it's a safe environment for them to do all the illicit drugs that won't be drugs by that time.
Right.
For them to do it. I'm 100%. I'm not for all those drugs being out there, but I'm 100% for that type of system where, you know, in Europe, you're drinking by like the age of 10, 12. Yeah. In my culture, like, it's okay for, like, I was 7 years old, swigging back some wine during family events and stuff like that. New Year's will come. We have New Year's punch. We have cremas, which is like Haitian eggnog filled with like overproof to the rim. Go to school with a coffee mug full. I'm not drunk. Yo, and behold, the girl that took my junk thought it was coffee, that chugged it first class in science class at AM. She was drunk.
Yeah.
She was definitely drunk. Passed out on what do you call the we had desks in the middle, and then around we had like where you do your like labs, your labs, whatever, you know. like a little table around the classroom.
Yeah.
She was like passed out cold on that table. It was like grade 9. I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm like, I told you, I warned her. I'm like, yeah, don't take it out my locker. It's not what you think it is. Oh yeah, don't worry. No, I'm like, don't listen. I'm like, no, don't do it. No, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah.
And I had one swig when I walked in there, and she just took it, opened it.
All of it.
Coof. Oh, this is good.
Yeah, I bet.
You're gonna feel funny when you wake up.
Yeah.
Shit.
Like, I know a girl, these 2 girls got drunk. Same, I think it was 9, or grade 9 too. But, they got fucking drunk, and the one chick, well, they got called in the principal's office, but the one chick fucking puked on the fucking principal's desk and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
No.
I couldn't do that. No.
I didn't drink at school, I don't think. I
Oh,
just felt
I
like it would
loved
be
it.
weird. Like, I
loved
don't
it.
know.
Walking in the law class, like, shout out, sir. It was good.
I remember people talking about, like, doing acid and shit going to school, and I was just like,
hell
what
no.
the fuck, man?
Oh,
Like,
man, I'd be like,
that's fucked.
no, sir.
I wouldn't even smoke weed at school.
Oh,
Oh,
I
no?
I wouldn't even smoke weed
Oh,
at
I
school.
was
Like,
smoking weed.
weed's legal, so I can say this shit now. I don't care. I used to sell weed in high school. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, who cares? Like, I was
Fucking
like 15, 16 years old. Like, people thought I was stupid. I didn't know what weed was. But lo and behold, I'm going on my lunch or on my break, leaving the school, have my backpack, going sell dime bakes here and there, and people are like, "Oh, you don't smoke?" I'm like, "Nah." No, it's rule 1: don't get high for your own supply, and especially at school. Then they're gonna know. Like, the school I went to was Colonel By. The year before I got there, my sister was already there. They had a big bust. Guy went to the locker, all these bags of weed and shit like that. And I'm like, see, I'm like, hell no. How? And he was getting high. He was getting high at school. I'm like, see, people know you're a stoner. People are gonna think you have weed on you. And I remember the first time I had one of those police dogs chase me. I was at Rideau High School, and I went to the washroom, and I was like, I was high, because I was like, I don't give a fuck. It's my extra year. I'm just here to fulfill my scholarship and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Getting high, boom, boom. I have so many extra credits and this and that. I didn't have to be in school. I was just like, I'm just here just to have one more good hurrah.
Right.
And high as hell. I didn't hear that we're having a what do you call, lockdown situation. So I didn't even notice that the friggin' sirens went off. I'm toiling my way to the washroom. Everyone's rushing to class. I'm like, huh? Okay. Sure. You guys motherfuckers are late. Ha. Ha. Walk in the washroom, walk out, and the cop opens the door and I see the dog. And I'm like, poof. Book it.
Yeah.
Book it. And if the worst mistake you can do is run.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way in Vanier, but when you first see them walking up and you don't notice, so I'm booking it to the other side of the school, and they're thinking probably I did something because we had a bomb threat.
Oh shit.
And so I'm walking the other side, and boom, right into a fucking lockers, and I'm like,
Body check.
yeah. It's not the first time they've done that. Like, Ottawa cops are, some of them are good, some of them are just absolutely disrespectful.
Yeah, I bet.
And I don't want to mix into that.
Yeah. Abusing their power.
Yeah.
But it's like some cops just like fucking do that to be, like, they become a cop just so they can be like
Assert
that.
power. Oh, I got picked on. Now I'm the man. Cool.
Yeah.
You walk around with your little pistol, your little bulletproof vest. You walk around like you're the man. You probably do some like heavy drugs, so you probably shoot yourself with like steroids and shit like that, so you can look at least cock diesel, and you probably have roid rage galore. And sure, you want to be the man. You want to have a pissing contest. Your penis is probably this big, so you're probably not even pleasing your wife. So kudos to you. Just be a nice guy. There's a lot of these cops, like, shout out to Darian Joseph. He's an old CFL football player.
Oh yeah.
He was my football coach for the Ottawa Sooners when I played semi-pro. And he's the one that really, like, he's a black guy, but he's the really one that really, like, showed me that cops weren't really that bad. Because all my interaction with the cops before then were hectic, were bad. I got pulled out of my car. I got chased. I got speared. I got this. I got accused of having weed in my socks leaving from a school bus, just because I didn't tie my shoes. And just because of the way I looked in the school I went to at the time. Oh, you can't go to that school. Da-da-da-da-da. Kids that look like you don't go to that school. I'm like, no. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Chased me around my hood. And then my mom had to go pick me up from the police station, and she was like, "What the fuck? Like, does he need to be here? Did he do anything bad? We're looking for weed." I'm like, "There's none in my socks. There's none in my school bag. There's none on me."
Yeah.
At the time, I wasn't doing any of that stuff anyway. So it's like, just because of the way I looked, the way I dressed, the way I talked, and it's just the reality of things in some cases. And I hope to God, you know, like, I got trolled on Twitter by a bunch of them. One of my boys' uncle died in the market, and rest his soul, the cop gave him a nice one with brass knuckle gloves, which is illegal.
Yeah.
Which is illegal, and he died. He had a heart attack. It was he had mental health issues as well. He wasn't all there.
Okay.
And he died, and the officer obviously got off with nothing. Nothing happened, and I went to Twitter, being stupid. It was like, you keep killing us, you know, the block is gonna come back and get you. So I had these guys, these officers, make fake accounts on Twitter, retweet my stuff, CBC, CTV, blah blah blah. This guy's a cop killer. He's threatening to kill cops. Call my work, and this was like when Midnight Coke Walks just came out.
Oh yeah.
Like, call my place of work. I pick up the phone. Oh, we're looking for so and so. This is so and so. Oh, did you really mean what you said in that tweet? I'm like, yo, it's the truth. You guys keep shooting us down and doing us dirty. The block is going to revolt eventually. And he's like, oh, this is gonna be your mistake. We're gonna cancel you. We're gonna this and that. Like, my I had to go off Twitter. I had to go off Facebook. I had to go off Instagram for like 2-3 weeks.
Damn.
I eventually ended up leaving that job for another job anyway. I was in the process of leaving that job, but like I automatically, I knew who it was. I'm like, there's nobody else that's gonna be that mad about my comment, like, at all, besides an officer. Like, so I'm like, all right, you guys are sitting behind your little keyboards because you guys are bored at home. It's COVID. You guys have nothing better to do. Your wife's probably not happy with you either. So, and you guys are probably whatever else at home life. So you guys are taking it on the internet. You guys are or you guys are family members of the officer, and you guys are doing whatever. I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, like, should excessive force be used? No. Was there a better way to handle the situation? Yes. Should you guys be retrained until you guys figure out how to deal with different types of people in our society? Yes.
Definitely, yeah.
Like, one of my boys is being harassed right now. Something happened 2-3 years ago, and he has cameras all over his house. And there's these things of these cops sitting in his driveway, calling his girlfriend a stripper, and she's nothing of the sort.
Yeah.
And he's a big black dude. And they're like, oh, you know, these types of girls, when they go out with a dude like that, and describing how he looks, is like, oh, he's big and black and dark. And I'm like, again, can't say that. Not in today's society. And it's all over Twitter. It's all over CBC, CTV. And the police chief for Ottawa is black now. And there's these 3 officers in there in the garage, and they're talking about how they're ashamed of their police chief because he's black. And I'm like, there's no way you guys didn't know the cameras were there.
Yeah.
I know. Like, you walk up to the house, camera there. You go to the garage, camera there. There's camera on top. So, like, there's no way you guys didn't know. You guys have been scoping out his house from time. There's no way you guys didn't know. And the guy was like, yeah, that was me in the video. And what? So what? There's nothing wrong with what I said. I'm like, okay. When our police get deformed and you lose your job, and your $90,000 to $100,000, $1,000 a year paycheck becomes like a $40,000 salary, and you're unable to do the rest of the stuff that you're doing, you'll learn. I don't want it to get that way, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's like, what you can't. You're giving people a bad name that it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
And you know, there's some good officers in our city that do a lot of good work for the Boys and Girls Club, and a lot of work in their community. And they have police. They have an Ottawa Police hoop basketball team as well, and they do really good in the community as well. In the area I really grew up in Vanier. So shout outs to them, because they do really a lot of good work.
Yeah.
And there's just a couple of few that just still live by that old mentality and don't want to change. And the guy was telling on the video that he told his son to marry an Asian girl to get his foot in the door. And I'm like, what? No. no, that can't be real. So I told my buddy, I'm like, send me the video. I need to rewatch this. And he says it. And I'm like, so you're telling, like, it's not go out there, find love, do whatever you want. I'll support you. He's telling his son, literally, the era of white man is done. Literally, word for word, the era of white man is done.
I think I remember seeing something.
Yeah. The era of the white man is done. So he's like, I told my son, to get your foot in the door, marry someone of color.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
No, it's crazy
How it works.
But yeah, it's, I don't know what to say about it. Like, it's like damn, like I stayed off of social media for so long not to say that type of stuff, and it's every time I open now, it's just like somebody else, whether it's in Toronto, whether it's in the States, or whether it's in Ottawa, it just comes back up, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, God, I'm like, come on, guys, do better. You guys know better. Enough training. Go to therapy. If you guys need therapy, go to therapy. Don't be a rapper. Don't be a singer, please. The mic is not your therapist. Go see an actual therapist and go deal with your shit.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's some shit. Maybe daddy beat you and you didn't like it, so now you take your aggression thinking like, whatever. That's usually the case for most cases. But do something positive.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see yourself happier. And don't have to be like, the dude looked very unpleasant in the video.
Yeah.
He looked like he didn't want to be there.
Right.
So, meh.
Make yourself happy.
Meh, fuck it. Right? So, eventually, shit that's happening in the city is too wild. So, hopefully one day we all figure it out. Hopefully before I get in my 40s.
Yeah.
When you're old as fuck.
We got
you
8
said.
years. We got 8 years. Come on, Ottawa. Figure it out. We got 8 years before I hit my 40s. So at least, come on, we got to do something.
Yeah.
Definitely though, man.
Plenty of time.
Definitely, even just in general, I think the city and, well, in general, people need to come together as one, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
I think the city for sure, especially even in the music industry, I think we could all fucking get together and get some attention here for everyone, you know what I mean?
We
Like,
need it.
yeah.
Every other city has it. Montreal has it. They all put their differences aside.
Yeah.
Like, I went to a music video with my group B2B in Montreal, and all these different guys, they all rep different gangs. They all different sections. Longueuil, which is up north, Quebec City, Catherine Street, Kirkland, all that jazz, and they all rep different parts. And they're all there at the music video, shooting this shit, smoking weed, doing whatever they do, because it's good press for everybody at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Toronto does it. They have their little beef here and there. Top 5.
Yeah.
And which I don't condone any of that. So like.
There's a lot of violence in Toronto.
Yeah.
It's all good if it's healthy competition. Like, there's nothing. Thinking you're the best or like whatever. But
Yeah.
But yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's just some other shit.
Yeah. Once you start popping off your guns, it's.
Whole other story.
Yeah, because you're taking somebody's life away.
Yeah.
And
True, yeah.
we've already had.
Usually
so
for not
many
much
losses.
either.
Yeah.
Usually not for much either. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's over some stupid shit or whatever.
I guarantee you they'd beef over a Twinkie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Hopefully that stops. I'm hoping that our music industry within Canada can figure out something, because I don't really hear anything of those sorts in like Vancouver. I don't hear anything of that in Alberta. Well, besides Alberta being like super hick-ish.
Yeah. They're the Texas of fucking Canada.
So like Saskatchewan probably, because there's more gangs out there, because it's a lot of oppressed people out there. But like around the big places like Vancouver, Alberta, like you don't really hear that stuff. You come towards the East End, you hit Toronto, and it's a mess. Like for a gunshot to go off during the Raptors parade, is like outlandish to me. I'm like, yo, our team finally won. Like, like we should be all out celebrating together, but no, somebody had to ruin it for everybody.
Yeah.
And pop guns, and like I watched the video and just everyone
scatters. Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
There's a lot of people there.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you feel like spitting some bars again for us or what?
Sure, why not? I always have fun when I spit bars with
What
you.
kind of beats do we got in here?
I'm not sure.
I guess you have the beats.
See what we can pull out.
The cord right there.
Yeah.
If you want to plug that in to get.
That's right.
Get the audio.
Let's see let's see what's cooking.
Did you do the lightning round before?
I'm sure he did, yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
Ask you a bunch of questions?
I think so.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't remember. Last time you guys got me so high. Man, I don't even know how I freestyle. I don't know how I answer the question. Because I remember at the point, I was looking over and I looked at my brother and he was like, you okay? And I was like, yeah, no, I was gone. Just texting me while we were on the show, and he's like, yo, man, you gotta talk. You gotta talk. You're too quiet. I'm like, yo, this is how I am when I'm high.
Yeah, that same here, man.
Just get stone cold. I want to listen. When I'm high, I want to listen. I want to take everything
Take it
in.
all in, right?
Yeah.
Because I guarantee I'm gonna forget if I don't.
Alright, here we go. I'll just hit play, and then if you're not feeling it, just tell me to skip.
All right.
Bourbon on the beat. Pop West on the beat.
Okay. Yeah. I used to sit by the boulevard. I used to deal hard. I used to get these shorties try to come up for car. See, it's all about the shades, all about the jewels, all about the things that make you wanna say, ooh. See, baby girl, I used to be on the block. I used to call the shots. I used to be out here just for a couple of bucks, but I'm doing better now. I'm about my system. I used to tell my mama I used to be on the corner. If you trying to be the gunner, I try to be here. I'm trying to say something, I'm trying to be clear. I want to tell you everything, including my fears. I used to spread these tears for the boulevard. Actually, no, switch this. Let's switch this. Yeah.
Bourbon on the beat.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. How many lives did it take? How many shots did it take? I used to cry at night to tell my mama, please don't take me away. I used to pull up on a 3-pointer fade away. Yeah. If you really up, nah. We gotta switch this. We gotta switch this.
Pop West on the beat.
We gotta do something up. I'm gonna do something upbeat.
Bourbon on the beat.
Okay. Yeah. How many times do I grind? How many times do I shine? How many times do I cry? How many times do I think of myself right night? Yeah. I used to think about the time, about the shine, about the things that made me cry at night. She used to tell me about the lie, about the time, about the time she used to strip at night. I used to be on my young thug, yeah. I used to be a doctor, yeah. She wanna know about me. She wanna feel this wish is sweet. I wanna do well I'm high. Baby, bend that back over and let me hear from behind. I wanna see your panty line. I wanna see your hairline. Baby, let it don't be your weave while I pull it back. If it escape, baby, you bought us fuck down. Can I get it? Can I hit it for a minute, baby, spend it? Can I tell you everything like I'm gonna get it? All this dollar in my pocket, I'ma spend it. Oh, baby, you a bad as fuck. You a bad bitch. Damn, what's up? I wanna talk to ya, fill you up. Wanna put this D up in your gut. Ooh, talk nicely to me, babe. Talk right to me, babe. If it ain't about the money, babe, then you really ain't talking like that. I'm coming with that new shit. I'm all about my juice shit. Jules rich, I'm a rich nigga, bitch. What's up? I'ma do it while I fuck you up. See, I used to rock these rapper rings. I used to rock these diamond rings and these chains for things. I used to tell these hoes on the block what's up. I used to put this Glock all in your face. That was 6-year-old me. I'm 31 now. I'm a real OG. I used to run the streets. I used to tell your mama, baby girl, come with me. I used to tell them on the block while I blow these shots. If she wanna feel me, she gon' get this block. Whoa. Okay, the last one I was feeling still.
Hey, that was dope, man.
I was on my Young Thug.
Shit.
Fuck, that was sick,
Shit.
man.
Yo, bourbon. That was a bourbon beat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bourbon. Yo,
yeah.
bourbon. If you were listening tonight, please send man them the track still, cause that was fire.
Yeah, fucking right. Actually, shout out to Quest and Bourbon for the
Yeah,
beats. dude.
always, yeah.
Always fire. Always
Fucking
fire.
right.
Always fire. Like I still have like Roll My Weed was produced by Bourbon on the beat.
Yeah.
Okay, shit.
So like that was fire. I still have like another boom bap esque type beat by Quest. He was just like, "You feeling this?" I was like, "Yeah, I was feeling." He's like, "Yo, check your email right now." I was like,
Yeah.
Nice.
I was like sitting my headphones in my studio at home. It's like, okay, cool. But now lockdown, so I can't really go out and go record it. So
Yeah.
hopefully it ends soon, so I can give you guys Awake, the third installment of the trilogy of mental health, my mental health journey.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can give it to you guys this year.
Fucking right.
Yeah.
Be sick though.
Look forward to that.
Fuck
But
yeah.
we're gonna give you guys the deluxe next month. I'm hoping May or June.
What's on the deluxe?
The deluxe is we're adding the deluxe of Escape. We're adding 3 tracks, and I'm hoping that I have the time to give you guys a short movie
Oh,
sick.
no way.
from start to finish. The whole EP plus the deluxe, a short movie. It's gonna be probably like 45 minutes long. Just all the songs.
Holy shit.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Like, I have the ideas. Each song follows a story, and each song was placed in a way that if I were to film a short movie for it, it would fit right in.
Oh, yeah?
So, like, the intro to Roll to Ball to Thoughts, then Voices, then the outro, and then we're going to do the other 3 songs, and it's just a basically journey, and you guys follow me through that whole like short movie, through the music. I perform it as well in there, and that's really what I want to give out, because nobody's really doing it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's dope.
Right, yeah, for sure, man.
saw Kanye West's one, and I was like, yo, I saw Nicki's little short one, I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This shit's lit. Nobody's
Cool
doing it.
idea,
It's
though,
creative,
yeah.
right?
For sure, man.
Like, Canada gives grants for stupid shit, so
Yeah,
might as well give
that's
some.
right.
Give me a grant. Give me like 10, 20 bands to do actually something that's very creative, very to
Yeah.
the heart, talking about a message. Not necessarily that's everybody's message, but mine. At least that way you guys can relate and let you guys feel it. And I've seen some people win some like short festival, like the movie festival. They premiered one of them at one. I can't remember which artist, and it ended up getting so much attention from it.
Right.
I don't care about the attention. I just I just
It
want to
helps.
do it just
Yeah.
to give you guys paint a picture, right? Because
Yeah.
everyone listens to a song and they take whatever thoughts or whatever you said in that song their own way. But I really wanted to give you guys something that you guys, hey, look, this is like Midnight Cocoas. If I could do Midnight Cocoas all over again, I'd be
Yeah.
like, there you go. There you go. This is what it means. Should it be viewable to everybody? No.
No.
No. But
Yeah.
Advisory.
yo, 18 plus, and you gotta have a drug problem. You gotta have a drug problem in there, right? At least you can relate to it. But damn,
Oh, yeah, and I like the idea that it's going to be, like, it's part of a trilogy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Continuing story, too.
It's
so
like
it's cool.
Note to South was Fletcher G and Young G arguing. Young G being like, yo, I want to get out. I want to get out. You're leaving me in the head too long. Let's get out. Let's get out. Escape is Young G's escape and into like the reality of things. So Young G's the one that confronted all the stuff that I've talked about in that EP. In Awake is
Right.
being able to realize all the different types of personalities that we all relay with different people. Like
Right.
if you were to tell me that you don't have multiple different personalities, I'll tell you you're a liar, because
Yeah.
you act differently around everybody,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You know you're supposed to act this way with this person, which means you have to relay a different personality trait.
Yeah.
You act this way with your homeboys, that means you have to be this personality trait. And you act this way in front of your parents, so you have to relay like that. And
Yeah.
it's right? So everyone has multiple personalities. It might not be disordered. I think of it as a way of self-expression.
Right.
Yeah.
So Awake's just the realization, like, I used to be called X-Man or Flex Double X before I came out as Fletcher G, which is
Yeah.
my name. So before I got comfortable with just being myself and being who I wanted to be as an artist, and that's who I used to hide behind. You know, Flex Double X was that's your shorty? I had her.
Yeah.
I had that's why they call me Double X. I've been her man enough times. You know what I'm saying? And it was I was in Toronto during that time, so it's like you know, you gotta have that bravado back in like 2008, 2009. You know what I'm saying, Shardy? You know? Yeah, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I had your Kati. You know what I'm saying? I had your Kati. She was my ting. You know, still. And that was my vibe for like 09 to 010, and then I got signed, and then Flex with somebody else, and then I was like, no, I can't deal with all of your stuff. I just want to be myself. I want to talk about things I want to talk about, and that's what Awake's gonna be. It's gonna be a mashup of everybody as who I was as an artist and as a person, and how many different, like, for me now, it doesn't matter who you are. What you see is what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And, you know, musically probably not, because I don't like people in my business. But as a person, like, I'm not gonna act differently with you than with Tim, than with Bully, than with my own crew, right? So nowadays I'm at the point where I'm like, yo, what you see is what you get. You don't like it, there's the fucking door. Don't let it hit you on the way out.
Yeah.
If you want to say something, come say it to my face.
Yeah.
Right? So
Shoot, that should be the way it is, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
People want to have facades and have different, you know, this is, act like this, and let them do what they want to do. At the end of the day, they're gonna have to grow up.
That's it, man. Yeah. For real.
So did we do the lightning round last time?
Oh
I
no,
think so. Yeah.
Beef their tacos.
I think we would have.
most likely. Again, I was too high. I didn't remember. I don't remember. That's why you guys tried to pass me joint outside. I was like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm good. I already had a little few 1-2 pops before I left the house.
Yeah.
A little champagne for celebration for Escape today. Again, you're watching out there. Go get Escape. It's out there. Out everywhere. Go stream it. Go love it. Go like it. Tell me. Find me on Instagram. Tell me what your fucking favorite track was. I probably know it's either Roll or Ball, but if you're really into that sentimental stuff, it's probably Thoughts, because I talk a lot of shit on there. But yeah, tell me. I want to know what people like. That way I can continue to make this type of music.
Go get it.
Okay, no, it's sick. I actually listened to it 3 or 4 times today. Well, because it just came out, right?
Then at least now you're able to tell me, please tell me what your thoughts are.
Actually, I really like it. The thing is we were talking about it too. Like the production is really good. Like it fucking sounds really good. That's one thing too. I find just in the entire city, like a lot of people are stepping up their sound. Yeah. But it's funny that I'm fucking so bad with names. I remember the intro was really good because whenever I remember it started, I was like, holy shit, yeah, all right, we're starting off on a good step, you know. Yeah, I can't remember. I'll have to go over them again and like pinpoint the names, but I'm so bad with names of songs, especially like that way too. Like I listen to an album or whatever, like it's just playing. I don't know, but if I go and like I have to look for that song, then I know that that's what I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Kazam or whatever.
Yeah, well, no, it says on here, but it's just that when it's playing, I'm like, oh yeah, I love this song, cool. But then I don't look at it, right? Yeah. So whenever I look, I'm like, I don't know what song is playing at the time. Like,
I do that a lot. I get stoned. I'm like, yo, I love this song. And then I sit there and I have to tell my brother, I'm like, yo, do you remember what that song was that you played in your car?
Yeah.
He's like, what song? I'm like, yo, the one that was like, He's like, I don't understand what the hell is. So you're going to have to figure it out. And then 2 months later, I finally find it. And I'm like, this song? He's like, nigga, you could have told me that. Like, Jesus. I'm like, how am I supposed to know? I'm like, have like 2 baked in your car. You're driving like $120 down a 60 zone. I'm enjoying whatever we're doing for that day, and I'm not paying attention. And your bass is all the way to the max, so I'm like vibrating in the front seat, shaking, and I'm like, yo. Once I'm in that zone, I'm not looking at anything. My phone's not even in my hands. My watch usually tells me what song I'm playing, but if it's his stuff, it doesn't tell me nothing. I'm like. And I don't have Android, so I don't have I know Google can tell you, hey, play it, and then they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Siri's a bad bitch. She don't do that. Siri's a bad bitch. Like, I was having a fight with Siri the other night. I was like, yo, Siri, I need you to shut off my TV. She's like, what? I'm like, yo, why are you so stupid? She's like, I don't think that's appropriate. I'm like, yo, listen, Siri, I will cut a hoe. I will cut a hoe if you don't talk to me nicely. She's like, I'm sorry you feel that way. Bye. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I know not to fucks with Siri.
That's pretty next level. I don't even have one of those things, so I've never tried having a full-on conversation with it.
Oh, we have like the whole...
I got it.
we have the whole house decked up in Google Homes. Google sent me a mini, like one of their house Nest minis for my house.
Yeah.
And I already had a Google Home for my bedroom, and we got another one, and then now it's everywhere. So like once I play on one speaker, it goes all around the house. So, like,
nice.
Weekends we have clean days. Clean days are on weekends. So we sit there, and every room is playing the same shit, or we blast it off one system, and it makes it helpful because I'm like, I don't want to switch it from downstairs to upstairs, but if it's already playing upstairs and downstairs and the living room and the other bedrooms, I'm always okay. All the doors are open, the neighbors here, we don't care.
Worked on the house, man. The fucking stereo was all through the house, but you could change the volume in every room and shit like that.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, like whenever you walked in, there was like the light switch, but then there was like a fucking looked like a
I need
like
that.
an iPad or whatever there, and you'd fucking do all this shit there.
I need that.
The heat and everything, it was all on there.
Google, if you're out there, please send me some more minis to my house.
Yeah, I saw
like-
they're giving them away. It's like the CIA is like giving them fucking free minis to give away.
Like my old manager from 20NT just sent me a bunch of stuff. Like Skull Candy just sent me a pair of headphones and stuff like that, and I was like, yo, this is dope. Like he's like, you need to connect. What do you need? I got sponsorships. I got this. I got that. This and that. And I find like the American managers and the A&Rs out there, the minute you sign up with them, like I know a guy from he runs Entourage, but because he runs Entourage for football players and NBA players and athletes, he has one for music. Tori used to be signed under them for management, and the minute you get signed on, you get a pair of Nikes, you get shorts, you get hoodies, t-shirts, pants, boom, 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 all from the different clients inside, and they sponsor you with all these gears and all these stuff before anybody else gets them, as long as you're under their management. And I'm like, that's dope. And none of, like, I don't, besides Lola, I think Lola Love, she's out of Toronto, has a deal with Puma now, and she has this girl power. It's a beautiful shoe. It's all pink. Would I rock it? Maybe on a special occasion, but if they were Hirachis, I would definitely rock them. Yo, Nike did me dirty today. I asked them to send me a pair of shoes, okay? Because if you see my closet, it's all Hirachis and a few like KDs, one Kyrie and one LeBron. I don't fucks with LeBron. That's for a different day and a different story. And I told them like, yo, my EP is called Escape. Your shoe that you're re-releasing today from 2003 is called the Air Hirachis OG Escape. And I'm like, yo, that's not a coincidence. Yo, I need these shoes. Yeah. And I even went to I was like, they didn't send it to me, which I knew they weren't going to do, because to them, I'm nobody, which is okay. But like, I went on Nike.com, I called Normal, I called Foot Locker, I called Champs. There's no Canadian retailer that has this shoe. None. So they just kind of kiboshed the whole Canadian system for this release. I even called the States, and they're like, yo, by 9:20 a.m. they were sold out. And I'm like, are you serious? He's like, if you want a pair in your size, shop in Europe. I'm like, so I have to pay pounds. So I have to pay double the price? Like, the shoe's only $120, $140. I have to pay $350. That's with shipping to get it down here, and it's not going to come for another 2 months. I'm like, no. And what we have here is like the basic colors: white, black, red, burgundy, which I already have already. And I'm like, yo, like, at least help a brother out. Send some shoes. You're not giving it to our stores, so at least help me out. If you want to give me some releases beforehand, please do. Because I missed the first 2 releases of the year. Same way. Called every retailer out there, and these are the only shoes. I swear to God, go out, go buy yourself a pair. It will change the way you wear shoes. There's so much motherfucking cushion. Like, I've never thought about. I used to be obsessed with Jordans because it'd be so comfy. Right. Jordans have nothing on these shoes. Yeah. It feels like you're floating on air. Even like when I work on my feet all day, and I'm like, I put my feet in these shoes, and I'm like, my feet don't hurt anymore. It's like, sometimes I almost like miss my clutch because I'm like, and I'm like, I gotta remember. I'm feeling on a cloud. I gotta actually push the clutch all the way down. I can't just tap in these things. Yeah. So like, I'm telling you, Trust me, the minute you get your first pair, you're like, oh, you know, you probably guys think I'm crazy right now.
No.
Like, another shoe fanatic. You know? But I'm telling you, it's like skater shoes back in the day, like 2005, were like my thing because of how much padding they were just for your feet.
Right.
Just because you're doing a lot of tricks, whatever.
Yeah.
But the padding in the shoe was so comfortable, it felt like floating on air.
Right.
Ball shoes don't have that shit.
Yeah.
Surprising too. You think
You think Jordan's like the only shoe? Like I bought a pair. I went to the Tanger outlets in Canada, and then I went on a shoe shopping spree with my sister. I was like, you need some new shoes, so we're gonna go buy you shoes. Thinking I'm only gonna buy one pair for her, one pair for myself. No. I spent about almost $3. I walked out of there with 7 pairs of shoes. 2 for you, 5 for me.
Wow.
You know?
That's a
And
good ratio.
Yeah.
bought a pair of Kyrie's. I went home, put them on because I hate being in stores. I was like, I'm not gonna put them on in the store. This is my size. I know what I wear in ball shoes. I get there, get home, put my feet in the shoes, running up and down my house. I'm like, I can't wear these. Throw them in my closet.
Yeah.
Take the KDs out. Go to Kingston. Go out there walking around. Like, not even an hour into me walking in these shoes, I'm like, I should have brought my Hirachis in the trunk. And then the LeBrons, I'm just like, I'm not even going to take a chance. I'm just going to keep you and then resell them to you on, like, some wholesale site for, like, double the price later.
Yeah.
I'm going to call my homie, like, sell my shoes, please. I don't want these anymore.
Oh, shit, eh?
Yeah.
I'll keep them pristine.
Yeah, man.
Oh, did it? Neither of them have been worn. KDs have been worn just because I decided to take a little road trip with them. And, yeah, no. Yeah, no. Anybody out there that's playing ball right now, university or college, whatever, and you're wearing KDs, I feel sorry for your feet. And I feel sorry for whoever's dealing with your feet. Your massage therapist, whatever, dealing with your feet. I feel sorry for them, too.
Okay, well, I'm going to fucking shut her down here.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming through. Appreciate
Thank you for
man.
having me, man.
Yeah, man.
Tell them where to find you, where to find Escape.
Yeah.
Again, Fletcher G. You can find me on Instagram, ITSFLETCHERG. That's It's Fletcher G. You can find me on Twitter with the same handle, ITSFLETCHERG. If you're on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all streaming platforms, please put the G at the end. If there's no G, it's not me. There's a singer out there.
There is.
I love that.
There
I've been
is. I
saying
saw
this
that.
religiously, right? I said this on my last radio show with Jumping Joel Flash with Magic Mike, and it's just because people just put my name.
Shout out
just put
Magic
Fletcher.
Mike.
Yeah, shout out Magic Mike.
Yeah.
He's a big man doing big
Sure,
things in the
yeah,
city,
man,
doing for the
absolutely.
city. He even had me on like Shea 45.
Shit.
Like,
Oh, no
spinning-
way.
Yeah, man.
That's,
The man's doing things that some DJs like. What I dislike the most, and this is gonna be my last rant of the night. DJs from the city claiming to be the best DJ. Oh, my show's the best show. Please, I want to see receipts. I want to see receipts.
Yeah.
Who do you have coming on your show? Nobody? Yo, my man's has Cassidy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
had
Yeah, that's
I had a
crazy.
show with CeeLo Green, me and CeeLo Green and the rest of his group on the same show.
Crazy.
He had Destiny, which is Tori's sister. He's had so many big names on
Yeah.
the show, and
Crazy.
nobody gives him the respect that he deserves.
Right.
And that's what I mean. Like, yo, people are claiming, oh, I'm the best DJ, I have the best show in the city. I'm like, okay, that's okay. It's okay to have that bravado. It's okay to claim it. But please, if you're gonna claim it, I want to see receipts.
Yeah.
I want to see receipts because I guarantee you, your whatever spot you have during the day or during the night isn't doing numbers. And I listen to a lot of these guys. I don't listen to radio, so I tune in to whenever. Oh, I have a show going this and going that, and they're like, I am the best DJ in this, I'm the best. I'm like, okay, but yet again, I bet you anything, there's less than 10 people listening to your show. So please, have some, be humble.
Right.
You know, you might have some good shows here and there, which is A-okay, but please, I want to see some receipts because at least if I was a DJ, that'd be disrespectful. Like, I'm out here putting in work.
Right.
I'm out here and people are seeing the work. People are seeing my flyers every week. It's like if you guys had a huge lineup and somebody else is like, oh, I'm the best podcast in Ottawa. And you guys sitting here like, well, you guys don't have this person. You guys never had this person. You have this person. How many views do you guys actually have?
Right.
For you guys to be, who told you this lie? And I guarantee you, it was probably your mama. Like, please tell me, who told you that you had the best show? Like, podcast? Like, I don't see really much people besides you guys doing podcasts. You guys, I could, like, if you guys were to come around and be like, yo, we had the best podcast in the city, I'd be like, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Facts.
It's true.
It's facts. It's facts. Like,
I'm gonna back that shit up.
please, thank you. Like, right? Like, I see you guys are putting in work day in, day out. You guys are promoting. You guys are doing this. You guys are getting different types of artists. Yes, there's a few guys that's like myself that come in here every so often. Bully Zone, you know, you guys are really close with him. He comes on often as well.
Mm-hmm.
But these are staples for our city.
Yeah.
You know, the OGs are staples. Without the staples, you don't have any.
Yeah, that's right.
True.
Who are you playing when you play these shows? You're playing the same dudes over and over again. How does your show sound? It sounds like garbage water. So, like, you can't tell me your show's nice and the best, and you can't even have that production value during Corona from your house. When I know a lot of these mans, like Jumping Joe Flash, he did it from his house. I remember doing my interview with him from my house on a Zoom call, and I listened on my car ride back to the city. I listened to the show, and I was like, yo, this sounds booming. It sounds right. It sounds legit. Magic Mike as well, like, he came by my house a few times. We did an interview on his little phone. He came by, mixed them all good. It sounds crisp. It sounds like we were actually in the studio. So, like, man's doing work, and people need to respect him for doing work. You don't have to, listen, you don't have to like the man. Sure, like, we don't have to like each other, but at least give him the respect he deserves, because for what the city is doing, he is the gateway out. On a DJ sense, he is the DJ out.
Right.
He's the DJ out. You need to get into the American market. He is the DJ that's going to get you into the American market. And most of these rappers and singers and whatever entertainers are from our city, we all strive to be on that market.
Yeah.
Like, I got put on my first official editorial playlist because of Magic Mike. New York, they put me on a New York playlist because he was putting me on Shade 4-5,
right.
week in and week out. Pressure was being played week in and week out. Midnight Coke Walks was being played week in and week out. I didn't have this press until, like, he started really putting me on these things. And I remember during the summer looking through my Spotify, looking through the back end, I'm like, oh, I wonder how many songs, streams I had. And then I open it up and I'm like, oh, you know, I know a few of my friends made their own playlists. My work made their own playlist for whatever. Wink Cannabis made their own playlist, had my song in it. And then I seen the New York Sounds of New York editorial playlist, and I'm like, I ain't from NY. But, like, I'm played so heavy in their section that they were like, oh shit, this is where this kid's from, we're gonna put you on there. And I was like, who the fuck do I gotta call or say thank you to? Call Magic Mike right away. I was like, yo, bro, you know, they put me on a playlist. Like, I have never been put on a playlist. Nobody ever put me on no playlist, no editorial, no Spotify, no nothing, unless they're like, yo, we want bread. And all of a sudden, boom, one morning, it was just, boom, there you go. And I was like, damn. So, like, for me, that was my receipt showing that man's, like, this dude was putting in work. Like, he has his show at Carlton. He has another show on the weekend in New York. And then he has another show, I believe it's in Pennsylvania. And then he has...
crazy.
So he has, like, 4 shows going on.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. The man's putting in work. The man's putting in work. And, you know, as long as
we actually got him on Zoom. Yeah, whenever we got him to come on for, like, through Zoom. But he was like, man, he's like, you called me beforehand. He's like, I want to try this shit out. We tried it. Actually, I sat down the road fucking talking to him before I came here. Talking, whatever. Yeah, he's like, man. He's like, I love this shit. He's like, fucking right, man.
Yeah, like, he's like, retrospect, whatever people been saying on the streets, what people saying out there, like, there's only two DJs from the city that put in the work and deserve the recognition. One is DJ, well, like 3, DJ Alive and Triller were a duo at CHUO. The new BRL, that was a staple for our city. And Magic, like, on, like, FM radio, doing your stuff, like, and now Triller's doing big things with I think it's Stingray? Stingray, and he finally got onto that market on online playlisting, and he's been doing his own thing with his playlisting and getting people out there, and getting me out there as well. So shout outs to Triller, shout outs to Cap City Hip Hop, shout outs to Magic Mike again, and, you know, can't forget you guys. Shout outs to you guys, because you guys are putting in work.
Yeah, like, thanks, man.
Yeah, sure. Shout out to Fletcher G.
Yeah.
Yo, man, thanks for coming out, man.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. Now you know we're gonna get high.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, I fucking
How about champagne?
Damn
filled
right,
up
I'll
a
have some of that.
fucking Black Russian backwood for the boys with some champagne gas.
Yeah, do it.
Gang,
Yeah,
gang.
you know?
That's awesome. But I do want to say you were talking about Thrilla. Shout out Thrilla. Shout out DJ Alive. Also big shout out DJ Alive. That's where I got that fucking. He gave us a little treat to smoke
That's
on the
right.
show, and I ended up
Oh.
smoking it before the show because we can't smoke
Before,
in here.
yeah.
But shout out to him. We met up with him last week and had a little chat. Hung out. It's funny because he's like, man, it's like we're having a podcast right now. I'm like, save it. We'll talk about it, man. So, but yeah, so shout out to him. Shout out to Thrilla. Shout out to everybody we mentioned on the show. Shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to Fletcher G himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
Go check out Escape. Also, go check out our Poutine review shirts. Fucking Bisho's wearing one right now.
That's right.
They're
Go get
dropping
it.
April 20th. That's
Oh,
next
yeah.
week
Be
sometime.
watching.
Monday, Tuesday, or something like that. But
Yeah.
any motherfucking way, I'm Styles the Prophet, baby.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
This is the 4G Audio Podcast. Thanks for
Ciao.
tuning in, everybody. Peace out.
Much love.
Bow, bow.
Catch y'all on the next one.
Have a good week.